So today I am joined by Carol Valentic in this first conversation with thought leaders and innovators. And Carol is a nurse by background. She brings 25 plus years in experience in healthcare and insurance. And as I have learned working with Carol for the better part of this year, she is a fearless change agent, a true innovator, and someone who drives towards better patient outcomes. So Carol, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So healthcare has been in the spotlight recently, and there's been a discussion about the challenges that the US healthcare system faces. Much of those challenges point back to data. Some people say data is the lifeblood of the modern healthcare system. Can you talk about some of the systemic challenges that this causes for?
Sure, it has been a really big week in news for healthcare. And what I don't think many people realize is that many of these healthcare challenges are based in data. I'll give you two examples. The first example is this big upset that was being caused by a large insurer in New York wanting to change reimbursement models for anesthesiologists. Everyone knows there's a growing disconnect between how long surgeries are and how long anesthesia is. And so there's a need to have some tools in place, but the insurer chose to use a database that the anesthesiology group felt had really bad data and was a bad choice to apply time lengths for anesthesia. They were going to use a CMS doctor time length table that has reportedly bad data. So here's a big issue that came up that's really a data issue. The second big data issue that has come out this week is United Healthcare's use of AI in making claim determinations. And there's news that those AI determinations could be upwards of 90% incorrect. Wow. And so again, that starts with bad data. These AI tools are trained on data sets, and if you don't have a complete data picture, you're not going to get complete insights.
And that really plays into the statistic that I've read, that 3 in 4 policymakers or healthcare leaders don't have proper data to make accurate decisions. And we see that playing out in the healthcare system. So that's some of sort of the broad systemic challenges. But what about data's impact, incomplete data or inaccurate data, its impact on personal health?
So I think everyone has a unique story about how they've had a run-in with an insurance company and may not realize that it was data-driven. Myself personally, I had a long-term back injury, and I woke up one day with foot drop, which is, from a nurse perspective, is a really serious issue. It took me 5 weeks to get an MRI approved.
Wow.
And this is with me knowing how to navigate a healthcare system.
But what was the underlying cause of that?
So the underlying cause was a bad process accepting the request in the door. It's all manual. It was a volley between the medical component of the insurance company and my doctor having to give more and more information to meet the needs of their criteria. None of it automated. It was all manual, and it took a very long time to get done.
Yeah, I mean, in today's world where speed is of the essence and accuracy is important in healthcare, we do need some changes to the system. Something's got to be done. Now, looking forward, we have new emerging technologies, we have new approaches. What is Atom Advantage's 2025 look like? What's your vision for change on the horizon?
So our mission is to create healthcare and insurance innovation through better, smarter data. And if you think about 30% of the world's data comes from healthcare, but only 20% of that data is actually structured and usable.
Astounding.
80% of that data is unstructured, and the gems that really would make a difference in the delivery of healthcare are hidden in medical records, in documents that aren't being added to the mix to make these decisions better decisions.
I think my takeaway from this conversation is, if we want better experiences as patients, if we want more efficient healthcare, if we want more connected healthcare, it all begins with data.
All starts with data, and that's where companies really need to evaluate, am I making decisions using the full profile of information available to me, or am I making decisions using only a small fraction of it?
Carol, thanks for joining us.
Thank you,
in this
Avinash.
conversation.